Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's You will also report to me in the event of your death. Whereupon A ship? Dear me. You seem to have lost the ability to distinguish between I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit, corrosive to the mental fact. Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism. You'll find him in our local church. He doesn't seem to like us much. The vicar has not been with us long, and in his relatively short tenure in Edgewater, gives off... Go ahead. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself... I am never wanting for work. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, and excess... Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the... Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be... Because I'm sick. You don't want... I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. The walls talk, is all. We all got sights on each other. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. People trouble. Lazy worker like me getting special treatment from some out-of-town company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once. I'm feeling a touch faint.
No prisoners! Waste of
You don't want me
company
breathing on you.
ammo!
Sick days come out of my pay.
You read the latest report?
Only the part that...
I don't know you. Uh-huh. The Unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a spacer's choice. Am I that easy to read? Yeah, we've been having some problems lately. Loyalty issues, lines in the sand. I know where folk in Edgewater stand. If you're gonna have a drink, I'd like to ask that you do it within the premises. Can't have you taking drinks over to those deserters. Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway. Do you now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? He's a busy man. You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down. It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't deserve to live here. Go ahead. I don't see how that's any of your business. And there's no need for you to pry. Ugh, is this the start of a joke? If you want me to laugh at your jokes, it's a 3-drink minimum. Most folk forget where they're standing after a few drinks. See? Anyhow, whatever happens outside the walls is not my business. Only deserters and marauders wander out there, and I cannot tell you which I revile more. My world is these four walls, that door, and a row. Let me make something clear. Spacer's Choice has been real good. I start gallivanting around outside the walls, poking around them. Won't ever catch me asking about the world outside. Else the town's gonna say Amelia's gone soft. There you go with that thinking again. Didn't anyone ever tell you? I've said enough. People come here to drink their If they wanted to face their problems, they'd...
Miss Holcomb, I'm playing this big lesson. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker? Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through. I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned, or supplies to tide. The sort of work for which I cannot spare my own people. I am in the... There's an old botanical lab. Mostly abandoned now, but still eating up power from our plant. Power which our cannery sorely... I need you to go to the geothermal plant and reroute power from the botanical lab over to us. Simple. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but... No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production. If we don't meet our quotas... My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith. For so...
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented.
Great! I got my...
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help.
Got my sights on you.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters. On account of it's his job and what all, but... That's not the... To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real... Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. Alls I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own... Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but if Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. It just... I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to... And maybe he can think of something else to try. It's just an idea. That's all. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, that's what my dad used to say anyways.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
That was quick. I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with...
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Oh, and a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of... Marauders are about. Though if you are planning... One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty, and I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, my retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome... What? No! I don't want to burn it! I would never... I mean, I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hand. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also not many... Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can all... Any progress on that matter we discussed? Please get it. What would you like to discuss?
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor. I can't imagine what would be... That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others.
Adelaide McDevitt, I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls, so does that strike you as a... Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's... Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No? How about, selling? No. It is free for all who seek it. I'm sorry. Have you? These people need something. Anything they can grasp to survive. Delving into the metaphysical minutiae of the grand... My apologies. The townsfolk are having a tough time of it. And it's been difficult... Not to put too fine a point on it, but your choice of wardrobe is not... Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy. Pretty universal here. Except for Ms. Holcomb, who, for some reason...
It's just... There's more to it all than numbers.
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the... Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate... Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress.
Be right over.